his story. I watched this guy before. He's like one of the most popular channels. No, he's really popular, but he's one of the most growing channels. Crazy. And yeah, he had last time I checked, he had 4.16 subscribers. Wow. Well, welcome to his shorts. What's this?
I hit a huge home run and was about to celebrate, but
Well, I didn't know he could play football. Baseball, I guess. Yeah, baseball. The name of this is He Ruined His Own Life. Okay, so this guy, his story didn't ruin their life. He ruined his own life, okay?
catcher suddenly pushed me to the ground. Cheater!
Bro, don't... I guess that guy's saying his story's a cheater. Don't hate the game, not the player. Hate the game, not the player.
You cheated. He ripped his mask off and pointed at my bat in the dirt. Check his bat. He's cheating.
People, I think in baseball, some people drill a hole through their bat to make it lighter for he can cheat. I don't know if this guy's telling the truth that he's cheating, or his story's telling the truth. I never say anything, but I don't know if he's telling the truth that there is a hole, but if there's not a hole.
My eyes widened as I looked up at him. Dude, that's not funny. Is this because the scouts chose me over you? Shut up.
Probably is, but because the scouts chose him over you.
Check his bat. The umpire pushed his glasses up his nose and slowly picked it up. My jaw clenched. My own bat had felt heavy during warm-ups, so I'd grabbed a spare off the rack. But if this random bat had weights in it, I would lose the scout's offer, and my entire life would be ruined. The ump turned the bat...
So if that one had the hole in it, isn't his back, he just grabbed the spare one because the other one was heavy.
over in his hands, then stopped on a scuff near the barrel, and his whole face went red. I see something. My hands started sweating. He called time and waved my run off the board. 12,000 people came down on me at once. The catcher cackled as loud as he could. See, I knew he was cheating, but the ump adjusted his glasses and shook his head. Wait, false alarm. My glasses were cloudy. The catcher's body locked up as the ump turned to him. This bat is clean. I smirked and nodded my head, but then the catcher's hands started trembling. No.
Nice. Nice. His story is clean.
No way that's clean. The ump told him to get back behind the...
Have you checked it, random guy in a football outfit? His story, it says it's not, and the metal person says it's
plate,
not.
and he lost it. Unscrew the knob. I put it in there myself. The field went silent. His own dugout stood up, and his own coach asked, did he just say he put something in there? The ump unscrewed the knob and turned it over, but nothing came out. Every head on the field turned to me, so I announced, that's not my bat. Mine's still in the dugout. So he walked to our dugout, pulled my bat, and tipped it over the plate. 3 lead weights rolled out into the dirt. The catcher's eyes lit up. See, I told you there's no way the bat's clean. I put those in myself so the scouts would regret choosing him over me. He was...
You're a Cheeto, man. This guy's the Cheeto, guy in red. The guy in red is a Cheeto, the guy in blue isn't a Cheeto.
nodding and smiling, but the ump put one hand on his shoulder and waved over security. Get this idiot off the field. Security walked him off, and my run went back up. I hit a...
Wow, his story so... That guy, the guy in red, was crazy. He says he was cheating, but he wasn't. Because he was the one cheating. Yay, let's react to another one.
A grandma walked into my cafe with her little oxygen waster grandson, and his...
Oxygen waste grandson. Wow.
As soon as she opened her mouth to order, he snapped his grimy fingers at her. You're taking too long, bruh. Let me just do it. He yelled, black coffee and lemonade with...
Bro, they just got down. Don't...
2 pancakes, extra syrup, at me, then grabbed her purse from her shaking hands and threw
Wow, that guy's rude.
her money down. Keep the change. She doesn't need it. I noticed the grandma's
Grandma,
eyes fill with tears.
the grandma doesn't need it. That grandson's stupid. Don't mean it. But rude. Really rude. You stole your grandma's money and... You know what? Keep your change. Don't keep your change. Give me the change back. And he finally got all these results. I feel like I think his story is gonna help the grandma and beat the kid up or something.
as she told him. I can do it myself, sweetie. But he shook his head. Not since your stroke you can't. You're practically a vegetable now. I clenched my fist.
Vegetables can't talk. They can't walk. So you're a vegetable. You know that good little guy's concrete.
In anger but stayed silent. But then they walked to their table. He pulled her chair out and smiled. Let me get your chair. I thought he was being sweet, but then his smile twisted and he pulled the chair out completely without her seeing. She went to sit down and my jaw dropped in horror because if she fell, she'd probably break something. I knew there was no time to...
Kid sucks. Kid sucks. His story...
warn her, so I ran and dove on all fours. She sat right on me, and I watched the little parasite's smile drop as he realized his prank had failed. The
Bro is a little parasite.
grandma grabbed her chest. Why are you down there? Where's my chair? And I instead explained everything. She turned to her grandson, whose face was beet red and humiliated in front of everyone. He put his hood up and muttered, whatever, let's just get our pancakes. But when he went to sit down, Grandma pulled out his chair. He fell butt first on the tiles.
Grandma got revenge.
And I heard his tailbone crack. The sound echoed, and she started laughing as he sat on the floor crying. Now that's a pain in the ass. A grandma...
It is. Wow. It is a pain in the butt. Okay, that grandma's... Yeah, he did finally got what he deserved from doing that to the grandma. And the grandma just got revenge on him. Let's see this next one.
I was swallowing my daily vitamin when it got lodged in my throat and my airway slammed shut. I grabbed at my neck, wheezing, and waved at my girlfriend of 2 years across the kitchen to help me. But she laughed. You're fine, bruh. Just...
This girlfriend doesn't listen. Break up.
swallow it. She'd been acting weird all week, but this was a new level. I slapped
She might be cheating in his story. What?
the counter, pointing at my neck with my mouth wide open, but she rolled her eyes like I was being dramatic. Why wasn't she panicking while I suffocated right in...
Bro, his story, how do you... I think when you start taking the pills, you should drink water, and I hope he survives. I hope the girlfriend breaks up.
front of her. Finally, she
his story breaks up.
walked over, but instead of hitting my back, she tilted my head back and shoved a glass of water at my lips. Stop choking and just wash it down. The water flooded my throat and the pill sank deeper. My wheezing turned into suffocating and my vision started spotting. I needed to do something quick, so on my own, I doubled over the counter and gagged, and the pill inched up, almost free, but she yanked me upright by the collar and forced my chin up. No, keep it down. Swallow it. It lodged worse than before, and now I couldn't make a single sound. I mouthed, "Are you trying to kill me?" And my legs buckled as she stood over me. Then she got angry. "You're pissing me off. Why won't you just swallow it?" That's when it hit me. She wasn't failing to save me. She was actually trying to kill me. So I threw myself stomach first onto the back of a chair, and the pill shot out of my mouth and skidded across the floor. I gasped because I noticed the color. My vitamins were white, but this one was baby blue. I picked it up and read the letters stamped into it. Fentanyl. My stomach dropped because choking is the only thing that saved me. But who would try to kill me? Then I looked up and my girlfriend held out 5 more baby blue pills in her palm and a glass of water. "You were supposed to swallow it. Now swallow these." My blood went cold. "Why are you trying to kill me, you freak?" She crossed her...
Yay, the story. Well, the girlfriend was trying to kill his story. How about his story kills the girlfriend? Yeah.
arms. "I saw you like another girl's post on Instagram. That's why she was being weird all week. But if she was crazy, I'd be crazier. So I liked another girl's post right in front of her, stuck my tongue out, and ran away.
Of course.
I was swallowing my...
His story liked her story post because they're dating now. They're dating. Got a new girlfriend. And why is it just because they liked another girl's post? I like boys and girls posts. Otherwise, I wouldn't be like this guy. But I'm not dating him, so that's bad. Ooh. Let's watch another one, I guess. Okay, let's see. I'd been driving Uber for 6 hours and was ready to call it a night when a girl threw herself into my back seat. "Please help. My friend is having a seizure and needs a ride to the hospital." Of course, yeah. Her friend is having a seizure and needs a ride to the hospital. And it says she needed help. Well, I feel like she's faking it. Yeah. I feel like she's faking it. She's probably faking it. Trying to get money or something?
Had tears streaming down her face, and her hands were shaking as she pointed me toward a side street. She's just.
Oh, maybe not because she's crying actually, but a side street? I feel like she might be trying to steal his money.
Just a few blocks that way. I'll explain everything on the way. She looked really scared, so I quickly started driving the direction she had pointed. The girl started wiping her tears with her sleeve. My roommate has epilepsy, but she hasn't had an episode in years, so I didn't know what to do, and I couldn't get her in my car alone. I asked if we should call an.
I have no idea what epilepsy is. Oh well. Why can't you just try to? Why do you have a car? I hope you do.
Ambulance, and she shook her head hard. It's faster this way, and she doesn't have insurance. She kept glancing at her phone, telling me turn after turn to take until I was in a part of the city I didn't usually drive through this late. My stomach tightened with every unfamiliar street sign, and my hands.
Well, so part of the city they never drive in. I hope that's metal. This guy's about to get robbed.
Gripped the wheel harder than they needed to. Just 2 more blocks. I noticed her hands had stopped shaking, but I told myself it was just her calming down now that help was close.
Yep, she's probably trying to steal because Lily, she's calm. She's just trying to steal his money.
She had me pull into an alley behind a row of closed shops. She's just past the dumpsters. She didn't want anyone to see her like this.
What? Is a side right as in an alleyway with dumpsters and closed shops and nobody. Okay, closed shops so nobody can see them robbing him in an alleyway for still nobody can see him. Yep, he's trying to steal his money.
I killed the engine and started to get out to help carry her roommate. And that's when I saw that the girl in my rearview mirror wasn't crying anymore. She was.
It's 100% sure that he's stealing his money.
Smiling. 2 guys stepped out from behind the dumpsters and tore my door open before I could react. Nice guys like you make this so easy. They took my wallet, my phone, and my keys, while the girl stood off to the side with her arms crossed. They left me standing in that alley with nothing but the clothes on my back, and I had to walk 2 miles in the dark before my hands stopped shaking enough to knock on a stranger's door and ask to use their phone. The police never found her, the guys, or my car. I still drive for a living, but now I keep my doors locked and only pick up passengers confirmed through the Uber app.
Well, that is correct. They did try to steal his money, but with all his wallet, his keys, and his phone. And he's just nice guys. That's true, but I only pick up people that has confirmed that they called. So yeah, what's your next one?
I rubbed my grandpa's dusty lamp and yelled, I wish Amelia loves Ian more than anything else in the world. This was
my first question, and who is Amelia and who's Ian?
last hope to get together with my crush Amelia after being rejected by her 6 times.
So in this video, his name is Ian, and she has a crush named Amelia. And that's a genie lamp, and why did you just throw a genie lamp?
Threw the lamp away and jumped around the room in celebration because Amelia was now guaranteed to fall in love with Ian, or in other words, me. So the next morning, I strutted into school with my head held high, already picturing her obsessing over me by lunch. But as soon as I sat down in my class, our teacher walked in with a new transfer kid who was 6 feet tall and looked twice as attractive as me. He introduced himself. What's up, everyone? My name is Ian, and my pencil froze mid-sentence because that was my name too. Even the teacher pointed it out. Well, Ian can sit next to Ian then. Other students laughed as he walked his long legs and took the desk next to mine. This kid was stealing my identity in broad daylight, and I wanted to knock his teeth out, but I saw...
Well, maybe they went after, like he wished, and maybe it wished came true, and that was the person Amelia got in love with, I guess.
Amelia glanced back at us, so I sat up straighter, because the wish was clearly kicking in already. All I had to do now was meet Amelia during recess. At recess, I finally spotted Amelia down the hallway, so I waved frantically, certain she was about to fall in love with me. But she sprinted right past me and leapt into the other Ian's arms, screaming, "Ian! I love you, Ian! My wish had come true, word for word. She loved Ian more than anything else in the world, just the wrong one. My mouth fell open in shock, and I tipped face first into the recycling bin and stayed there with my legs sticking out while the school cheered on the new couple. I rubbed my grandpa's dusty lamp and yelled, I wish.
Uh-oh. You should have said how much Amelia gave the love of me. You should have said that instead of Ian, because you picked the wrong time when the little Ian went to the class, and Amelia fell in love with that one instead. I just want to know.
I tiptoed over every creaky floorboard to the front door and successfully lifted my secret DoorDash Meat Lovers Supreme Pizza off the porch.
How did you get the money for pizza at that age?
At 2 a.m. But when I turned around, I saw my 6-year-old brother watching me in the dark. He held out one hand, one bite. I hugged the box and shook my head no. So he laid down on the floor and opened his mouth to scream and throw a tantrum so I'd get caught. I immediately crouched down in a panic because if Mom found out, she'd ground me for the entire summer. I shoved a slice into his hands and Whisper shouted, wait, take this, you monster. It's pepperoni, your favorite. Just be quiet. He sat up and started chewing, so I got ready to walk away, already smelling the 7 other juicy slices.
Wait, he's probably gonna say, give me another slice.
Waiting to melt on my tongue. But then I heard him gulp down hard on his final bite, and when I glanced back, he was flat on his back, getting ready to throw another tantrum. I sighed because he was abusing his power, and I knew the only way to win was to play a different game. So I dropped the box between us to share, and started stuffing my face, trying to eat more slices than him. When he realized what I was doing, his eyes went huge, and he dove in, and his blackmail became an
It's a game, yay. Who can eat the most pizza? Who can eat the most pizza?
eating contest. We crammed slices with both hands into our mouths until our cheeks were so filled we looked like chipmunks, and sauce dripped down our faces, and neither
Chipmunks, yay.
of us were thinking about being quiet anymore. We were on slice number 6 when the top stair creaked and the hallway lights snapped on. Mom stood at the bottom of the stairs with her arms crossed, and we froze mid-bite. My brother pointed at me with a crust still in his fist. He ordered it! Mom crouched to his level. You're both grounded for the entire summer. She took the box and dropped the last slice in her mouth as she marched us up the stairs. He leaned over and whispered, don't look at me. You should have just ordered 2. I tiptoed over every creaky floorboard to the front door and
Smooth criminal.
successfully lifted my secret door.
A smooth criminal. Yep, a smooth body films. A smooth criminal. Seems like they both got grounded for the entire summer. And who eats pizza at 2 a.m.? Well, maybe my sister, but sometimes, because at 3 a.m. she ordered Casey's Pizza one time, and also In-N-Out and Wendy's, all at 2 a.m. and ate it all, and then went back to bed. So, okay. Watch the next video.
My mom walked into the living room and saw me sitting on the carpet with a Kleenex hanging out of my mouth. Spit that out right now.
You ate tissues? Is this supposed to blow your nose? Not eat. Ew.
It onto the carpet and she grabbed my shoulders. You cannot eat tissues. Do you understand me? I nodded, but I didn't understand because I was only 5 and I liked how they dissolved into this soft mush on my tongue. So I just got sneakier about it. I started eating them in my room one at a time while I watched cartoons, dropping the empty boxes under other garbage in my trash can. Then one morning I woke up and I couldn't breathe through my nose at all. My mom rushed me to the hospital, and when we got there,
I think he ate one and it got lodged into his nose and he can't breathe now.
Doctor stuck a camera so far up my nose, I was convinced it was going to come out the other side. He needs surgery. There is excess tissue blocking his nasal passage. My blood ran cold. The tissues. I thought about every empty box I had buried in the trash can over the past several months, and every time my parents looked at me that week, I was convinced they already knew. I couldn't even sleep because I kept imagining a surgeon pulling soggy wads of Kleenex out of my nose, while a room full of adults stood around with their arms crossed. The morning of the surgery, they made me put on a tiny gown with blue bears on it. and I lay there on the table while someone put a mask over my face. Count backwards from 10, honey. 10, 9, 8. Then everything went black, and I woke up with gauze packed into both nostrils and my mom holding my hand. All done, sweetheart. Everything went perfectly. I burst into tears, touching the gauze in my nose, believing that it was leftover Kleenex tissues from the surgery, but my mom just waved it off and reassured me. It'll stop hurting and go away after a couple of days, honey, thinking I was crying due to the pain. For the next 9 years, every time someone mentioned that surgery, I changed the subject. Then when I was 14, I was taking notes in biology class while my teacher wrote on the board. The human body contains 4 types of tissue: epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscle tissue, and nervous tissue. My pen stopped moving. Body tissue, not paper tissue. I slumped over my desk, realizing that the surgery never had anything to do with the Kleenex. My mom walked into the living room and saw.
If you have issues, just eat a tissue. Makes sense. My comment says, if you have issues, just eat a tissue. And you just noticed, I guess, that it wasn't like the paper tissues, it was muscle tissue built up in his nose, and now he got tricked.
I walked into the school gym with a plastic gun and fake blood covering my shirt, ready to win the annual costume contest. I saw kids dressed in mummies and skeletons, but then a kid stumbled in wearing just jeans and a plain white shirt.
What is it to how? And Boo has a gun and blood on his shirt. I thought, well, in my school, you can't have a mask on, or you can't have like fake weapons.
I tapped him with my fake gun and asked why he entered without a costume. But when he turned around, his entire face was gray. He was clutching his stomach and dropped to the floor, and blood instantly began pooling under him. I gripped my head.
Did he shoot him because he had a bullet in his gun, or was there a shooter coming from somewhere?
Wondering if this was real, but then I saw a bullet wound in his back. A girl screamed, and suddenly every head snapped towards me. They saw me standing over a bleeding out kid, holding a gun with blood on my shirt. "He shot him!" someone yelled as a teacher crouched behind a student to call 911.
Why would the teacher go behind a student? Why would have the student die? Okay. And I guess somebody killed. I think this at the Halloween costume. Yeah.
I instantly threw my hands up. "It's fake! My gun is a costume! This wasn't me!" I held my pistol up to prove it, but everyone instantly started climbing over each other to get away from me. I didn't know
Pew pew.
what to do, wondering if there was a real shooter in this building, and just dropped down and gripped the kid's shoulder. "Please get up. Tell them I didn't shoot you." But he wouldn't move even when I shook him. I couldn't hear him breathing, and his blood kept spreading under my knees. My hands trembled as I threw my plastic gun across the floor, and suddenly I felt kids tackle me and pin me to the ground, twisting my arms. That's when the doors slammed open. 2 cops ran in while teachers and students screamed I'd shot someone. They drove their knees into my back, and I cried as the cuffs clicked shut behind my back. I was still thrashing and screaming I didn't do this, when suddenly I heard clapping. The principal was
I
on
don't think his story did it. I think it was a costume.
his feet, grinning, while everyone stared at him horrified. He ran towards me and wrapped a gold medal around the neck of the kid on the ground. "What a costume. This is why my son is the best." He smiled, and suddenly the kid sat up, alive and well. My jaw dropped as he spat an empty bag of fake blood out of his mouth, and when I looked closer, I saw the bullet in his backup was just makeup. He stood up and raised his hand. My costume was to pretend to be shot, but the cops uncuffed me and immediately cuffed him instead. Pretending to be shot at school was also your crime. You're coming with us. I walked into the school gym with a...
The principal phrasing his gun for a great costume, but a tight school for a real shooting happened is insane. Glad the police arrested the son instead. And the principal should have been... The principal should have had like a day in jail or something. I don't know. Oof. Well, let's just check out the next one.
I clinked glasses with my wife and toasted to never having kids. She smiled. "This is why I love you. You're okay with never having filthy gremlins running around."
Hey, I'm a kid. Let me restart the video because I might have just accidentally paused, so...
I clinked glasses with my wife and toasted to never having kids. She smiled. "This is why I love you. You're okay with never having filthy gremlins running around."
I'm a kid and I don't like that because I'm not a filthy gremlin. You're the filthy gremlin. Filthy.
But then my phone rang, and when I picked it up, an officer said, "We're so sorry. Please come to Orchard Fostering Agency right now." My blood ran cold.
What happened? Why is the kid agency? Well, I don't know.
Old as I told my wife I needed to go. I walked into the agency with my legs shaking and saw my 8-year-old niece, Lucy, hugging her teddy.
Lucy, hey, your niece. Ew.
Her eyes were red. I knelt down. "What's wrong, sweetheart? Daddy's dead," she replied without looking at me. I felt my legs buckle because my little brother was dead. But before
Wait, his little brother was sad? That's sad. That's so sad, man. Why is his little brother dead?
I could even think, a woman tapped my shoulder. Lucy wouldn't talk to any of us. She asked for her Uncle Dan specifically.
Okay, so his name is Uncle Dan.
If you can't take her tonight, she'll have to go into the foster system. I said I'll take her in before my brain could think. We climbed into my car, and my hands shook on the wheel. I told my wife I'd never have kids, but when I looked
He
at...
didn't have a kid. He had to grab one because his little brother passed away. And now he had to take his kid. Because it's sad, because he doesn't want to go to the foster agency camp.
Lucy sobbing into her bear, I knew I couldn't abandon her. We pulled in, and I walked inside with a lump in my throat. My wife saw Lucy and immediately sneered. "What's she doing here?" Lucy jumped, but I told her to stay down and asked my wife to please talk upstairs. She slammed her fork and followed me while Lucy sat on the couch. She slammed the door while tapping her foot, and I explained everything. My brother's death, Lucy asking for me, her being thrown into foster care unless we took her. But my wife didn't even hug me. She clenched her jaw, and her first words were immediately, "We promised we'd have no kids." She stormed out and stomped downstairs.
So rude. Such a rude wife. I would get that wife, I would grab that wife and throw it out I'd throw that wife out the window.
Before I could react, I followed her, but she was already...
It's like, if you have any issues, eat a tissue. If you have a bad wife, just throw it out the window.
in Lucy's face. "We're not raising you. I'm sorry about your dad, but you're not staying. Now go pack your bags while I call the foster agency." My face dropped.
No, don't call the foster agency. Don't pack your bags. How about the wife packs their bags and then we throw out the window?
In horror because she'd already grabbed her phone, and Lucy actually stood up. She grabbed her bear and walked towards the door like she was going to leave, and that's when I called out, "No, Lucy's staying." My wife
Yep, Lucy's staying. Yay.
put her phone down and turned to me. "No, she should stop being selfish and putting this mess on us. It's not our fault she got unlucky with her dad." Lucy...
And it's not your fault that it's not our fault that you're getting thrown out the window, wife.
He said quietly, "It's okay, I'll just leave." But I shook my head
Well,
and
you have nowhere to go except the foster agency. And how about we just throw that wife out the window? Just throw out the window already.
got in my wife's face. "That's my brother you're talking about, and Lucy's staying." I stomped my foot, and my wife stepped back. "Okay, then choose.
Just throw your wife out the window.
Me or that stupid girl." I looked at...
That stupid girl. And throw that wife out the window.
Lucy, then at my wife. "Easiest decision I've ever made. You just showed me your true colors. Get out of my house." Her jaw dropped.
See? Don't let her get out. Just grab her and throw her out the window. And then throw it out the window and made it hit in your neighbor's window and let your neighbor throw it out the window and then let your neighbor throw it out the window and then there.
And she threw a wine glass at me before storming
Okay, so now you'll have to pay for that because that's damage of property that's not yours.
out and slamming my door. Lucy was still crying as I dropped down and hugged her. "Uncle Dan's got you, sweetheart. You're staying. We're gonna help each other get through this." We sobbed into each other's arms. I never saw my wife again, but 10 years later, I sat at Lucy's graduation, holding her bear and watching her get her diploma as she smiled at me. She's still my niece, but she's also my daughter too. I clinked
Wait a
glasses with
second.
my as I dropped out of my house. "It's got you, sweetheart. You're staying. We're gonna help each other get through this." We sobbed into each other's arms. I never saw my wife again, but 10 years later, I sat at Lucy's graduation, holding her bear and watching her get her
How is the trails floating? The trails are floating, bro. I didn't know trails could fly. That's cool. Can I get a trail like that that can fly? I want a trail like that. I could fly. Man, that's cool. I want a flying trail.
diploma as she smiled at me. She's still my niece, but she's also my daughter too.
your niece and your daughter at the same time. Not really, well, related. It's not she's not adopted. She's related to you. So, and that's gonna be the end of today's video of reacting to his story. And his story is crazy, man. These are good animations.